Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jasmine. We're back in our franchise zoo, Lakefield Zoo today, and I'm in the butterfly house, which is the build that we built last time, and that's how long ago it was. We built this when the Grasslands pack came out, so that's a long time ago. So sorry it's been a while, but let's just get a little bit of a close-up of some of these swallowtails, because we did have a lot of births of little baby swallowtails off camera, and then I'll probably just dive straight into some zoo management because we didn't do much of that last time and I want to get back into the habit of it, and we've got a lot to catch up on. So first of all, I want to check the welfare of all of our animals. So first of all, we've got some issues with the small clawed otters. Oh, it's that water, so I will just get rid of the water and then place it again because that seems to work when I do it. Then it also looks like we've not actually got a female in our little otter group, so I will get a female. I'll just put this little male on contraceptives, and it looks like this is our alpha male now, so I'll take him off and then I will purchase an otter. So we can get two. Well, this one's got better fertility, so I'll just get her actually, and we can put her in the quarantine. There we go. Then we have got 3 tapirs. Blossom is a baby that we've saved, and this is Blossom's mum here, so we need another male. We've actually got Edward, who is Blossom's sister, sitting in the trade centre. I think we're possibly gonna sell him. We'll make him an even 20 and we'll put him up for trade. Then we'll keep Blossom because she's our highest quality baby that we've had so far. And then we need to buy a male mate. Or we can keep them as they are for now. Then when we move Blossom in, we can get a male then. Our capybaras, we are going to need to put some contraceptives on these. This one's the alpha, so they can stay off contraceptives. This one's on contraceptives, so I suppose we'll keep her there. Diego is a little baby boy, so he can be on contraceptives, as can Luis. And then I guess this is our breeding female, so that's fine. Oh, and we've also got this baby girl as well, so we'll put her on contraceptives for now. And then we've got our monkeys. They look a little bit upset for some reason. Social space, are they just stuck in boxes? Probably, they usually are. So they're climbing. So I'll just sort of move it up and then down again. Yep, they're all looking much happier now. Oh, we've no longer got a breeding pair of our turtles, so we can take Balloon off contraceptives. One of them must have died, so they can breed. Since I last did an episode with lots of zoo management, we also got that feature where we can control how many babies they have. I think this is it. So we could manage population. Male, we want max 2, I suppose that makes sense. Priority, I don't know what that means, whether that means that they'll sell fastest if they've got the best appeal or if they will be kept, I don't know. We'll keep an eye on that. We want to do that, keep them, then we can also have 2 females at a time. So we want to just sell them straight away, we'll do that. So sell them, yeah, so total of 4. And then our exemptions can be the ones we've named. So Balloon, Turtle and Itchy, because I believe we've named all of those. Bats, we haven't got a house for our bats yet. I might actually end up just selling that because I don't think we'll end up having a bat house anymore. These guys have got too many, that's why they're upset. Manage population, max 2, and then our exemptions are going to be the ones we've named. I can't actually remember which ones we've named. I don't think we've named any of those. Does that mean that they're going to be automatically sold? Oh yes, they've sold them. Okay, so who have they kept out of interest? We've only got 1 gold, so it looks like maybe I need to do it the other way around. So lowest first gets sold, and we'll do it the same here. Our baby giant anteater has aged up, it looks like. So this is our female, this must be our baby, Molly. I recognise that name. So we will trade her. Ah yes, there she is. And then we will trade her. So that's that sorted. Right, then these otters are unhappy. It's their water, I just need to remove and re-add their water. That fixed it. So we have actually got an alpha male and female, but they're both on contraceptives. I think that they are all related. Maria, Raphael, Flo and Otto are all siblings. Bubble was the siblings to Maria, Raphael and Otto. So perhaps we should get a new otter. They're all boys, so we might as well get a boy. Maybe we get this one, put him in the quarantine. And then we'll see if they got on. He might not end up being alpha. He might just be a random male and we'll have to get rid of our other males, which will be sad. Oh, a peafowl. We'll put the babies on contraceptives. But other than that, they look fine. We've only got one monarch butterfly. So well, how about we get some more monarchs because then hopefully they can breed. I think we're lacking quite a few types of butterflies as well. So I'll get a male and a female of this breed. There's only one of these peacocks. We've got tons of these swallowtails, so I'll get this other monarch. Okay, we've got male and female of the monarchs. Hopefully they'll breed. And these are all new, so I will just put them straight in there. And whilst we're at it, I will manage the population controls. We can have, let's say 3 of each. 3 males, 3 females of each breed, and then we'll set to appeal as we have done before, and then we'll do the same for all of them. Okay, so it's kept all of our goals, so that seems like we've done that right. Oh no, we've got rid of all of our females. I'll put that back up to 3. So they're all sorted, you're all sorted. Our babaroosas need attention. So we've got 1 alpha male, a breeding female, our babies need to be on contraceptives 2. Oh my word, we've got so many cassowaries. Okay, we've got so many babies, they can all go on contraceptives. Then you're in the trade centre. I think we were going to breed from you eventually. We have got just 2 breeding adults, so that's fine. They can just stay as is. And then our sun bears, I think they're a bit unhappy actually. Yeah, they're 2 females. So you're in the trade centre. They're both quite young. I think Becca, because she's gold, I'm going to send her back to this enclosure, even though she's probably the daughter. And then Sunflower, we can trade, and then we can get a male. Let's get him, because he's younger, put him in the quarantine. Okay, so that should be everyone now, and we'll take her off contraceptives. I've got some gibbons because that's the next animal that I'm planning on adding. Then I wanted to have a look at our staff and have a look at their efficiencies and workloads and things like that. So low workload is fine, efficient is fine, but where there's high workload, I just want to make sure that we're training them up. So all of these need training. Then the other thing I wanted to do was have a look at the educators. We've got, what, 8 educators. If we have a look at education, we've got 14 talks. And then bearing in mind, we've got roaming talks, guided tours, and animal talks. I haven't set up any guided tours yet, even though that's selected. So I could just go through and unselect guided tours. So we'll probably have different members of staff doing that in the future. Okay, so what I think I should do is have 1 educator covering 2 talks a year. And because I've got over 12, I might just exclude one of the educators and put them into a little talk group of their own. So which enclosure should we exclude? What do they need? They need a staff room, don't they, educators? So we've got a staff room here. So I'm thinking maybe if we just had the Binturong and the Sunbear as like its own education work zone. Educator entrance. If I edit that and I remove that and I remove that, and then I add them again in a new work zone. So we'll call it Education Sunbear for now, and we'll add the 2 habitats. And then we'll also have to change the animal talks so that they are for, what, January and February, should we say? And then we just need staff. Change just one of them. Okay, so the one that's only got 2 enclosures, I'm going to make them a roaming educator as well. And then we've got these 2 educators that are just roaming educators at the minute. They've only got roaming talks on. I'm going to make one of them just do animal talks, and then the other one can just do roaming talks. And we'll see how that goes. I'm also just going to hire a couple more just to do roaming talks. So 1, 2, so they can just do roaming talks. So I've got 3 that are now doing roaming talks, and I will assign them all to the educator entrance, and we can also start training them up. The other thing I want to do before we start building was have a look at our guest facilities, or all of our facilities really, and see what's making us profit and what is losing us money. So I think it's just the vending machines are losing us money, so we could sell some of them, to be fair. Yeah, I don't mind selling that one. This one over here is losing us money too. I don't mind selling that. Oh, this coffee shop over here is losing us money, but that's okay. This is a vending machine, but I kind of just had that for aesthetic in the restaurant, if I'm being honest. I don't mind keeping that. This chip shop is losing money, but that's fine because we've not really developed this area. And then these toilets, they're all losing us money. So what I'm going to do is just raise the price. I know, $25, and that will synchronize the prices, hopefully. So now you probably would have seen earlier in the trade centre, I bought some gibbons and I was thinking of adding them onto the other side of the Sunbear's enclosure. And that means that we'll start sort of building over this side of the zoo as well. So it's not just like totally one-sided like it is at the minute. I think they're roughly from the same area as the Sunbears in Binturong. What are they, Malaysian? Yeah, so Malaysia, Asia, that sounds about right. So I'm probably just gonna jump into a speed build and then catch back up with you when I'm done. Okay, so it has been a very long time since my last video for this series came out, so apologies for that. I think the last franchise made video was the butterfly exhibit, which came out with the grasslands pack maybe, and we've obviously had loads of packs since then, like tropical pack, and even now the arid animal pack has come out, so I'm very much behind with Planet Zoo videos in general. I've just been really busy and distracted for, well, lots of reasons, which I won't bore you with here. But as I explained in my pronghorn antelope video, my PC is still pretty much broken. So that's the main reason why I haven't been posting, because it just takes so long to edit a video. My PC just can't really cope with playing and recording at the same time, let alone trying to edit sped up footage and things like that. So for that reason, I'm not going to talk for very long in this speed build. Voiceover, so I hope you don't mind. I'm just going to play some music over the footage and then I'll return when we are in real time. But I just desperately need a new computer really, or laptop. But I can't afford one right now, so please bear with me because I will definitely be posting much less frequently until I can afford one. And I don't think people realise just quite how much work franchise made videos are in particular. They're definitely my most popular videos on the channel, so I do like to make them for that reason, but they just take so much longer than other videos because there's so many sections to them and so much more editing involved. So I'll have to film a section of gameplay, which will then require me to edit out all of the pauses and weird audio bits, which could easily take a couple of hours in the game, and then the same amount of time to edit the footage. And then I'll have to do a build for an enclosure, which will again take several hours just to build it. And then the footage needs a voiceover, so I need to record the voiceover and then edit the voiceover. And then I need to record more footage of gameplay at the end, which will also take time to edit. And when my PC is struggling to load the footage into my editing software and just causing significant lag, that can easily triple the amount of time that it takes to edit videos, or possibly more, probably much more to be honest, because it is very, very laggy. Some days I just can't even face it. I just can't bear the idea of having to load the software and sit and wait for the lag after every single click. It just makes me not want to create videos, to be honest. So that's why I haven't been posting much, because I just can't bring myself to edit videos. But I really have missed it and I've wanted to post so much, I just haven't. So sorry about that. But anyway, we are obviously building for the Lar Gibbons in this episode, which I'm really excited about because I was really happy to get them in the game. I know it was ages ago now that we got them, but still. I went through a phase when I was a kid where these gibbons were my favourite animal to see at the zoo. I think it was because I liked their blonde fur, and I remember seeing them at one of my local zoos in this circular mesh enclosure, which this build is obviously very much inspired by. And the gibbons were just so active and interesting and full of personality that I really enjoyed watching them swing around and just be silly and gibbon-like. So I thought we should definitely add them to Lakefield Zoo, because that enclosure was definitely an example of like a low-budget monkey enclosure that's probably a bit too small for the animals, but this zoo is about realism, so I thought that build would work in this context. And I also don't show much of the footage, but after I built the climbing structures in this build, I realised that the gibbons can't actually use the climbing pieces that I use. So they're not climbing pieces, they're just pieces of wood that don't have any climbing properties. So I know we got that update where we can set whether a piece is climbable or not, which is so helpful and amazing as a feature, but I didn't realise that there was still going to be non-climbable pieces, if that makes sense. I thought they would have just updated all of the pieces so that it could be both, but I was wrong. So I think I used the Twilight Pack wood pieces, which are beautiful, but they're not climbable. So I didn't realise this until until I'd finished everything. So I had to go and fix them, and I tried to do it by adding climbable wood pieces to the original build pieces, like, and hiding them inside, but that did not work because that usually works. So then I had to literally remove all of the wood pieces and replace them with the, you know, the normal Planet Zoo recolorable wood pieces, which look so much less good, but at least they're functional, so there's that. But yeah, it was absolutely infuriating because I had in my mind that this build would be a nice, simple, small enclosure so I could get a video out relatively quickly, but of course nothing went to plan. The enclosure also ended up being too small for the gibbons, so I had to then expand the enclosure off camera so that they weren't just completely miserable. So yes, that's another reason why this video took so long, but obviously not the main reason. Anyway, that is pretty much everything that I wanted to talk about in this voiceover, so I will do myself a favour now and stop talking so that I have less to edit, and I will catch back up with you when we jump back into real time. Okay, so I'm finally done building, and I have to say this habitat turned out to be a massive pain. I did not expect it to take me this long because of the climbing and also the terrain as well. So if we have a look at the traversable area, it's amber, it's orange, it's not actually quite enough for them. It's not too bad, it's almost there, but I think, I don't know, with the foliage and, you know, actually making a realistic looking enclosure always ends up being smaller than the boundaries of the fence itself. I did my best. I think this size actually looks quite realistic for a zoo, so I'm going to keep it the way it is for now. We will want babies eventually, so I don't know, we'll see if it causes any huge problems. It might do, and we might have to change it, but for now it's staying as it is. We will do some names and a few other things. I just got a notification here for high amounts of litter, so I just wanted to check where this was going on. Here, there's litter there, and over here as well. This is unfinished anyway, so I'll just put a load down here, some more down there for now. And then I don't think we've added a work zone for the gibbons, so let's do that now. So this is the enclosure, and we'll want staff room and a keeper hut. Hopefully that keeper hut will be enough for both enclosures. If not, I'll have to consider getting another one or a bigger one. And I just called it Gibbon's Keeper. So then, well, we need to get a new keeper for them. Reduce their pay and add this new work zone. And we can change the colour of their shirts and stuff now. That's a recent update. So that's them. Vet's entrance. Oh, we should really start splitting out these work zones, but I'm not going to do that this episode. So for now, I'll just add it here, and we could add the staff room as well so that they're nearby. So mechanic, entrance we want, and I'll include them. Done. And then yeah, caretaker and security will include them too. Okay, so this is the animal talk that we've created for the gibbons here. Okay, so it's near the sun bears, so we'll add it to this educator sun bear work zone, but they've only got one staff, so it's 2 enclosures but 1 member of staff, so we'll just have to make sure we spread out the animal talks over the year. So it was the binturongs, they're in January, and then the sun bears should actually be later on in the year, I think, so that the keeper is able to get to them. Should we say May? And then the gibbons, we'll put it as October, which is already at. And I stupidly did the wrong thing. I selected the habitat and not the talk point, so that should fix it now. We'll do some names in a second. Some of these animals are starting to need enrichment updates, which we can do next episode again. But quickly, I wanted to just add some butterfly enrichment because we've done some research for them. Here we are, yeah. Nectar feeder, okay, that doesn't seem to be causing any issues. Ooh, so they've got some plants here. Oh, okay, so that's quite pretty. And then let's add sugar water dish. Okay, so let's do some animal names. So we have got one for a tapir. This is a new little baby, so she must be new because I don't think we've named her. So there was a request for Abby for a girl, so there we go. We've also got some sunbear name requests. So Becca was named, so we won't change her name, and so was Sunflower, so we won't change hers. But we've got a male here whose name we could change, and we've got loads of male name suggestions for sunbears, so I'm just going to pick the first one on the list, which is Coda. Then we've got one for a meerkat, female. We have not named her, she's our only girl at the minute. This can be Hayley. Then we've got several leopard name suggestions, so why don't we call the girl Leah. Then we've also got Leonard, which I love, so we could call the dad Leonard, and then the younger male can be Leo. Then we've got a suggestion for a cassowary. We've got a little baby here, so we could name her Delta. Then we've got one for a capuchin monkey. Can't remember if we've named any of these. I don't remember naming him, so we'll call him Jackson. Then we've got tons of small clawed otter names, so they can be Lacey, Wen, and Odyssea. And then we've got one male name. and I think we got some unisex names, so we'll call him Bagel. And then we got a name suggestion called Snout, and I didn't get a detail as to what animal it's for, so I'm thinking probably like a babirusa because that sounds most fitting, and I think this is one of the auto-generated names, so we'll call our alpha male babirusa Snout. And there we go. So let's finish the episode by having a little look at some of our gibbons walking around. They're so funny, aren't they? And just having a little look around this enclosure in general. I mean, it's not the most exciting enclosure, it's very much low budget sort of thing. What is this little monkey doing? They're so funny. And yeah, we did have some issues with the climbing, didn't we? So let me know what you thought of this episode. Hope you liked it. Let me know down in the comments below. Sorry it's been so long again, but yeah, we're trying to do what we can with issues I'm having with my PC at the minute. If you like this episode, then please like, comment and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye everyone.